Hello everyone and welcome to Life Begins at 20. My name is Mark and today I have episode 4 of Booster Pack Friday. I'm still looking for a few cards from the set for my cube, mainly the gearhulks, Sky Sovereign and Saheeli Rai. My top 10 cards from Kaladesh for cube can be found linked in the description below, which will show all the cards I've been looking for. So let's get stuck in and see what we can find. Okay, to start off with, we've got Acrobatic Maneuver. Exile target creature card you control and return it to the battlefield under its control and draw a card. There's lots of things with enter the battlefield effects within this set, so a flicker ability with a card draw is actually pretty good. Next we've got Workshop Assistant. So for 3 mana you get a 1-2, and when he dies, return another target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. There's some very good artifacts within the set that actually might be worth doing this with, although Metalwork Colossus off the top of my head actually does that by himself, so there's no need for it. Next we've got Veldalken Blademaster. 3 cost 2/3 with prowess. Again, for a spells heavy deck that might actually be pretty good. Next up we've got Dund Operative, which is a 2 cost 2/2, and as long as you control an artifact it gets +1/+0 and has Death Touch. In a black deck that's actually really nice, and for 2/2 for 2 is actually quite strong. I'd quite happily pick that. Next we've got Inspired Charge, so for 4 creatures you control get +2/+1 until the end of turn. It's decent, but it's quite expensive for what you actually get, and there are better cards in the set that do pretty much similar things, so not going to be a top pick for me. The Hype Train. So here we've got the Ardara Express. It's a 5 cost 8/6 with Menace that requires 4 powers of creature to crew. I like this card. It wouldn't necessarily be my top pick from a pack, but it certainly would be a decent pick because it can go with any colour. Okay, next we've got Wild Wanderer. So it's a 4 cost 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap and shuffle your library. It's actually a pretty decent card. For a 3/2 for 4 and you get a land coming into the battlefield, it's great. There are some cards in the set that when a land comes into play, you actually get either power, or if you go back further into standard, you also get Tireless Tracker, which ends up getting a clue token, so that's actually pretty decent. Next we've got Demolish, so it's a 4 cost sorcery where you can destroy target artifacts or land. It's fairly expensive, but to be honest, with the amount of artifacts in the set, it might actually be an okay-ish pick. It's slightly better than the one you get in white, which is 1 cost, because that can only go up to power of 4. So this will get rid of some larger things such as Metalwork Colossus, so maybe worth looking at. Next we've got Hunt the Weak. So for 4 you get to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then have that creature fight another target creature you don't control. 4 costs for a kill spell and a +1/+1 counter. It's actually fairly decent, and green's pretty strong in this set, to be honest. Next we've got Wayward Giant. So for 5 you get a 4/5 with Menace. Again, in limited, this is actually pretty decent to have at the top end of your curve, because it's going to have to get 2 cards to deal with it. Okay, up to the uncommons, we've got Servant of the Conduit. So for a 2 cost 2/2, enters the battlefield with 2 energy, and you can pay 1 energy to add any mana of any colour to your mana pool. This is a great card, I really like this. Just as a 2/2 body for 2 is a pretty decent pick as it is, but being able to mana ramp for any colour with energy is great, and green seems to be able to produce a lot of energy, so definitely would be a strong pick here. Next we've got Contraband Kingpin. So for a blue and a black you get a 1/4 lifelink, and whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control you get to scry 1. Again, another really strong card, especially with the amount of artifacts in the set as it is, so again it's a pretty decent pick. Next we've got Harness Lightning. So for 2 you get to choose target creature, get 3 energy counters, and pay any amount of energy to deal damage to that creature. So if you're producing a lot of energy, that could be a 2 cost that's going to kill something bigger than 3, but for a 2 cost 3 killing spell, that's actually pretty good. Now, rare from the set would be Eliminate the Competition. So for 5 you get to sacrifice X creatures and it'll destroy X target creatures from the opponent. That's actually pretty good, especially if you got a way of producing lots of servos or thopters in the set, or even tokens. Might actually be worth a look in. And then we've got a Swamp and a Thopter. This was a really tough choice as there are 3 cards that could have easily made this spot, but I had to go for Servant of the Conduit. Eliminate the Competition and Harnessed Lightning are both strong cards, but I just feel a 2/2 body for 2 that provides 2 energy is great value, plus a way to utilise that energy either as ramp or splashing for an extra colour is great. The card's versatility makes this my top pick. Overall, this was a pretty good pack. Nothing overly exciting, but some very strong cards in the format. Certainly made my decision for first pick here quite difficult. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up as it really helps me to see if you enjoyed the content. Next week I'll have a Kaladesh booster box opening for you, so if you haven't already subscribed, please do so that you'll know when it is uploaded. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.